It is not possible. It is not humanly possible for someone to do so many things that are just wrong.
Right.
It is not possible. It is not humanly possible for someone to do so many things that are just wrong.
Right.
It is not possible. It is not humanly possible for someone to do so many things that.
Okay, sorry about that little echo we had there. I'm still getting this down. I'm still working on it. But anyways, good morning, everyone. Hope you like that little clip there. I meant to play it twice. I started playing 3 times. I don't know. But anyways, I thought that was kind of apropos for this particular stream because we have so many comments that have been deleted. I think it's well over 1,000. We're never going to get to them all. But Cheshire decided to take the best of the best, I guess, or at least the ones just she feels that would be quite funny. Just FYI, I already had a Monster this morning. I got up early. I went out. I'm already halfway caffeinated, but I drank that really fast, so I'm on coffee now. So it's just, So, what do you got for us, Chess? What are you drinking? Make sure they can hear you, by the way. Good morning, all.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, beans, weens, and the sauce. I'm just drinking regular tea right now, just orange Pico.
Yeah, technically, there's caffeine in there.
Yeah, we're going to be the comments we're going over are going to be specifically from the Reloaded trailer. It is still posted. It's just it's now the trailer that's like on the front of the NonSequitur page, which still has the date on it for a stream that didn't happen.
Weird. They actually say you're too loud, by the way. When she first got here this morning, she was at 20 dB gain. I kicked it down and told her to kick it down to 10. Now she's at 0 and she's too loud. So I'm actually going to put you down to about -8 dB, and I'm going to kick myself down a little bit. And what that does is it forces them to make the volume larger, and so when they make their volume higher, it kind of equals out, right? So volume and gain, not the same thing.
Yeah, hopefully that's a little bit better.
All right. Oh, they got echo with Chess? Shouldn't have any echo.
I've got no audio coming through except for you talking, and that's coming through my headphones.
Well, let me close you out there. How about now? So, again, the way Streamlabs does this through Slobs, Streamlabs OBS, is extremely weird on the NDS settings. So I'm fine, they say. Okay, so the echo's gone. I'm fine, but they won't be able to hear you, I don't think. Real quick, so do an audio check, make sure they can hear you. And then I'll...
Check. Can you guys hear me?
All right, so can you guys hear her?
Echo Cheshire ASMR. Fund me a good enough microphone, I will do it.
Now echo on me. See, it's weird with the NDI source. I have to have at least one NDI source open, or else they won't be able to hear either one of us. So I mean, I just muted all the NDI. They should be able to hear me just fine right now, but I don't think they'll be able to hear you.
Apparently, I'm good now, and it switched over to you.
Oh, now I'm echoing?
Yeah.
How am I echoing? What the hell are you talking about? Oh, okay. So, I think we're both good.
All right.
There's a hiss. Well, the hiss is on her end. I can't do anything about that. So they can hear me just fine. Well, I can kick myself up a little bit. That's not a problem.
I honestly have no idea where or why.
Okay, well, they say everything's fine now. So if they can hear both of us, that's all that matters. Again, NDI is weird. I don't know. So I have all the NDI muted right now. So anyways, let's go. Good morning.
Perfect.
Caffeine time.
Hooray! We succeeded. Everybody get your drinks.
By the way, there's no rum in here this morning, but should be.
Okay. So the first comment we got, again, we're on the reloaded 08/06/2019, or reloading. So if you'd like, guys, want to go there, that's the one we're looking at. And first comment: living in the rat race, smoking rat weed. You reap what you sow. You plant when you plant the seed.
Which one is this one? There's so many. Okay, we're on the reloaded.
Yeah, it's.
See, the first one I got from the bottom is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Kyle, he made his own dumpster and he jumped in, and his own while it's on fire. LOL, roasted.
Well, let's just do it that way. You start at the bottom and go upwards. I'll start at the top and go downwards, and we'll meet in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And just skip over anything that isn't the reloading one. How's that sound?
Okay, I go up, you go down. Kind of like last time I had sex. Okay.
Hey, I like it.
Let's do it. Not with her, by the way. Ew.
Ew. Wait, hold on. Ew.
For other reasons. I don't think you would like that. Yeah.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Whatever.
Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic. Shit. If it's going to be this kind of party, I'm gonna stick my comment in the mashed deletions. Hi, Reds.
You know what? I want to be able to actually show those as you read them. So let me see where you're actually at. Oh my God, there's just so many.
Oh yeah, there's
I'll
a
scroll
ton.
here. Okay, so this is on the.
It's the first one from reloading that I could find.
Okay, so
Scrolling upwards.
I have to go way back in the.
Yeah, you gotta go back. It's time to go back. Oh wait, no, I lied. Hold on, I found more. Oh no. Oh no, it's still going.
If you guys can see this, I'm literally scrolling, like back in history to the point where. This was like before Christ even. I'm going backwards in time.
we need the way back machine.
This is a lot of comments. I'm telling you.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I can't go back far enough. We're gonna have to pick somewhere because there's 1,000 comments and they're mostly for this one video.
No. Oh my god! I knew there was a lot.
Yeah.
But I thought I found the end of it. I did not. I did not find the end of it.
How far back am I going here?
Oh my god! I don't know yet. Hold on.
Well, we read some of them last time. I remember this one. So let's start maybe.
Oh my god!
Let's start this one because I remember when we stopped last time we were kind of at the whole when they were looking at Mormons thing. So how about we start with the 3%er one? Can you search for that? It's 7/28/2019. And we can go down from there.
I actually found the end of the reloading.
What was the date?
It is.
Was the end of the first one?
The first one. The first one deleted from reloading.
Read some of those already though?
No, we didn't touch this one. This is the one from last week.
Let me say your mic's loud again.
The first one. The first one I found. This was from Willie Priesig. It says, "Hey Kyle, is this new intro so you can scrub out Steve? I can't wait to see you delete all these videos with Steve in them. So no, anybody who is new here never knew the mess you created."
I found it. I'm there. I went there. Okay, we're synced up. Yay! You know,
Willie, oh my god, I literally just read yours. That's amazing.
Oh, Willie's in the live chat. Hey, Willie. He's like, please do mine. She just did. Thank you, Willie. And yeah, again, I'm only going to speak in generalities here. I'm not saying anything against Kyle whatsoever, except for the fact that I think he did delete a lot of comments. That's a statement of fact, or somebody that he knew did, or whatever. But yeah, it seems like what happens is that we had all those videos that we put out. None of those kind of matter on that channel any longer. It's only some of the newer stuff, and Steve who, because people would be coming over going, I never heard of Steve. And that's the kind of thing that they were hoping for. That's obviously the NonSequitur Show fans are not going to let that happen, and I'm very grateful to the fans that I think what they're trying to do. And again, this is pure my opinion. I take it, leave it, whatever. I don't care. But my opinion is that it seems to be that they don't give a crap about the 4,000 non sequitur fans that left. It's that they're old to them. They know they're not coming back, and they need to find new people. It just seems that way to me. Jess?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Okay.
Draxel, can't save, quit, and reload to skip dealing with former business relationship like speedrunner skipping a cutscene. Auntie said, feels like there's 5% missing.
I have it here. I did 5% of the graphics here. Actually, this is a template, obviously, but most of the stuff that Kyle does is a template anyways. But I did this entire layout. Chester helped me with this layout, so this was mine. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's a template, but I customize it to my own things. So, I mean, when somebody says, well, "Can you do graphics, Steve?" Well, I mean, a little bit, yeah. I can also work with CGI a little bit.
Les said, "You mean the Mr. Atheist Show Reloaded, don't you? Call it Snow and his snowflakes."
That's my favorite comment, Les Nagy. That's my favorite one. Les Nagy, you have won the internet. We can all go home, shut it down. Call it Snow and his snowflakes. Now, I was talking to Cheshire about this before, and I don't know if we should mention it, so I'm going to ask her in a kind of a code way.
Okay.
Should we hold off mentioning, even in the slightest, what we were talking about doing, or at least maybe kind of bring it up a little bit since we're talking about that now? It's completely up to you. I will defer to your advice on this, because they're like, Steve don't listen to advice. Well, I do when it's good. You're breaking up.
What? I'm breaking up now.
Yeah. Well, you're low. Now I can't hear you. Your volume just went.
Yeah, because I turned the volume down. Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine.
There we go. Okay.
Well, more. Turn up more.
More?
Yeah. Yeah, I can barely run Streamlabs. I don't doubt that, dude. Trust me. I mean, I never claimed to be the best producer. Now they got echoes.
How's that?
I haven't done anything, so I don't know why they're getting echo static. It sounds good to me now, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I'd leave it for now until everything's all set up.
Okay, sounds good. Keep going.
Osprey Moonstone. So much for C&D. Kyle, give the channel to Steve and then disappear into obscurity.
Yeah, and by the way, let me clarify on this, because there's an audio file out there of Kyle being all of a sudden like, oh, well, wait, did Steve start the channel? He did? Then how did I get it? I could tell you with absolute certainty that he knows that I started that channel. I have the screenshots of him asking me to give him ownership for SEO reasons that has been turned over to the lawyer. So this narrative that I didn't start the channel is just wrong. I could tell you the date that I turned it over to him. So I have that record of the timestamp of when that channel transferred from me as primary owner to him as primary owner. So I love the way they're trying to retcon history, though, right?
Oh yeah, it's a full. They're trying to do a full wash. Dan the Man. Oh wait, did I skip one? Sorry, Godless Recovery. Are you really wasting this much time on graphics and intros when you still haven't even gotten a lawyer? Wow. Smack my head.
To the best of my knowledge, he has none. And if he does get one, then we'll know their hire date, and we can know for a fact that he didn't have one prior.
Nick wants in. Do we want to let him in?
Nick who? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was a friend of yours.
New Skype. Who dis? Yeah, I can add it right now. Did I ask if he wanted to come on before we started? So I didn't script the layout? That's okay.
Yep. Dan the Man. He has all this time to make new graphics and plan out his show, but as far as taking care of his responsibilities, ... quote, sometime, I'll get to it sometime, end quote.
And again, I have shown Nick when he comes in here. I've shown Cheshire. I've shown Bullinator. I've shown Glenn. I've shown the lawyers. Everything they could possibly imagine. I've been transparent as possibly can be. There's nothing else I can show. I gave Glenn and Bullinator my tax returns. Okay, I have nothing else that possibly anybody could ever want. And yet, who does Kyle trust to show anything? I'm kind of curious. Because nobody's seen anything. Nobody, not even his co-host. I trust these people.
Yeah. Right?
Because I mean, even though I've been fucked over many times, I like to live my life being able to trust people. Cheshire's not going to screw me over because I got dirt on her and I'll just fuck her life over. No, I'm kidding. But I trust her. I trust Nick. I know these are good people. And so I'm just kind of curious, who does he trust?
Steve is keeping me here through blackmail.
Did we get him in here, Nick? Nick? I think he's in here. Nick, are you in here?
That's what keeps happening. My microphone keeps auto adjusting.
Yeah, it's your auto gain control is sounds like you're.
Well, the gain's not changing. It's just the volume.
Yeah, well that's okay. Well, whatever it is changing.
Yeah.
I added Nick.
It should be good now. I think I fixed it. It shouldn't adjust me anymore. Hopefully, I'm gonna leave this up just in case it. Hopefully that's fixed.
Oh, there now he joined. Okay. Now
Yep.
it's still low. Welcome,
God.
Nick. I'm going to add you in.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm going to add you in right now, buddy.
Oh, perfect.
So give me a second.
There we go. I should be good now.
All right. Yeah, it's much better. Yes. And they're going to get an echo for about 3 seconds until I fix Nick. So give me 1 second here.
Hi, sweet. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Blunt.
All right, perfect. Gotcha. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Oh, what do you think I'm drinking? I'm drinking just liters of Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew.
We've got a true gamer in here now.
God, you know how many women I've said that to. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for me it's usually the begging and pleading.
All right. Anyways, can you see what we're doing, Nick, or do you need a screen share for you, or?
I can go. I can go on. I can either look at it on YouTube or you can screen share. It's up to you. I'm bringing up the YouTube right now.
Yeah, bring it on YouTube. That'll be fine. Nick is too loud. You got to cut your game back too, then I guess, Nick, because I have you as an NDI source, but I've killed your audio, so it's just yours. I'm not boosting or anything.
Chat just said, "Oh, it's Nick $400 suitor."
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Some things never change.
Well, he just can't price suits, I guess, because for some reason, I guess that $60,000 didn't go into suits. Okay, still can't figure out where the hell it went, but whatever.
And I guess I couldn't tell that those were $15 jackets. What can I say?
Amazing. I mean, even at Kohl's at 80% off, they were still $45.
Yeah, it's stunning. I'm way off. What can I do?
Most of the suits we sold were around $248, give or take. Some of that ballpark. So when you're looking at 80% off, they're still going to be about $50, give or take. I've never in my life seen a sports jacket for $12.
Well, and those fit. I mean, those don't look. Those
doesn't look
fit,
off the rack kind of thing. But
it's not off the rack.
It probably was off the rack,
well.
but yeah, they don't look like off the
rack. It was tailored.
What matters is that the blue ones are going to be mine, and the rest are going to be Steve's. I was promised the blue ones.
I know the difference between gain and volume. I haven't done anything to my controls, so if Nick's too loud, it's on his end. He has to cut his gain down.
Let me work on that.
All right, Corey said that 95%. Wonder how long it'll take you to screw over GE now. I mean, GE's kind of screwing himself over by showing up.
And that's my favorite thing, right? GE literally is like screwing his own channel. His numbers dropped quite considerably, and I've read some of the comments that people sent to me. They're like, hey Steve, I sent this, and put this one on this one video. I don't watch any GE stuff, so, but I guess they're basically all saying the same thing. Hey, this guy lost to Ken Hovind. What does he even have of interest any longer? It's the same crap that he puts out all the time.
Ooh, this one's a long one.
Yeah.
Les Peter Guitar Jam says, the thumbs down and constantly bleeding sub count should tell you something, Kyle, ... You wanted the court of public opinion to speak up, and I think it's pretty clear that the court of public opinion have spoken and keep speaking. bracket, since the sub count is still bleeding, and the thumbs down and negative comments, end bracket. But yet, Kyle portray himself as the victim, not showing a single ounce of remorse or literally stealing, lying, and scamming Steve out of his own channel. Kyle's actions have shown him to be untrustworthy and a lying thief. Steve is waiting for his money that Kyle said he would get 40 days and still counting.
Yeah, it's been 62 days now. So once again, I asked everybody that said, "Oh, Steve get his money. How foolish do you feel now?" I hope it's a lot. Yeah, the sub count. I whatever the sub count is in the NonSequitur Show, it is what it is. I want to see I would love to see GE's sub count go to shit. Only because I think he's trashing his own channel. Unfortunately, there are other people that are also still on that channel that might be affected, and it is what it is, right? But here's the thing: I've never asked anybody to go unsubscribe. I've never asked anybody to thumbs down, not once. I mean, if you're in the audience or you're a friend of mine, please speak up now. Have I ever said, "Hey, I want everybody to go unsubscribe to this particular channel"? All I said was, well, let me clear. All I've ever said is, if you decide to go unsubscribe to GE, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the only thing that you've actually advocated for is that if you've seen what's going on and you care, go and say what you think.
Yeah, if you're ethical, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're an ethical person and you see what's going on and you want to speak out about it and you want to do so by unsubscribing or disliking or whatever you think. Dislikes don't really do much, but whatever. Whatever you think, you want to get that expression out. Who am I to stop you?
How's my volume now, out of curiosity? Oh, it keeps.
Hi, Jasmine,
Okay.
live chat.
So what I wanted, that's more retconning there too, because he said recently, well, gee, I never said in the court of public opinion, I don't, it's not mob rule, I care about what's honest and right, not what the public thinks. That's what he's saying now. But if I recall, 2 months ago, it was, let's see what the public has to say about this. We'll go forward and see where the chips fall. And now that they're falling where they are, he seems to have a different tune.
Oh yeah, no, he made it very clear that he thought that the public opinion would go his way. He did not think that the NonSequitur Show fans would give a shit one way or another. He thought the show was all about him. So yeah, I mean, he was kind of, I think, blown away by the fact that a lot of people were like, hey, this is not a one-man show here, and Kyle brought the graphics, sure, but there's a lot of things he didn't bring to the table here. Let's be honest here.
Vinox said 95% thumbs down, and then also said, "Can you hear the thunder? A storm is brewing on Red's channel, and it's coming your way. I hope you get everything you deserve." That was when, so Sean Hufford had messaged Red's rhetoric because Sean caught Kyle deleting these comments live. So Red started streaming and just started watching the comments disappearing.
I could turn. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna turn on my desktop audio a little bit. That should cut back on Nick a little bit. So let me know if I cut it down to 5 dB. So time check here.
All right.
Let me know if this is better for the outside chat when you talk, Nick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I cut mine down, and then it seems to have gone back up again. So I'm going to see what I've got. Okay.
I'm gonna cut you down to 10 dB. So
All right.
Should be fine now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Roy 3%er said, "There's a video on Pornhub of godless engineer fucking Kyle in the ass, then GE's wife sucking the shit off of his dick."
That was imagery I didn't need.
Yeah, okay, I can see why that one was deleted. I'll give him that one. I'll give him that one, okay?
I agree.
I would delete that one too. It's fair enough. Okay.
Listen, it's only fair if we look at some of the ones that are reasonably deleted, because we don't want to make it seem like we're only showing the comments that he shouldn't have deleted.
And by the way, some of these comments they also got deleted because if you delete the person, I think it deletes all their comments, and also people delete their own comments. Like I've deleted like 3 comments off my channel in the last month, and yet it shows like 25 or 20 something or other. I didn't delete those. So I don't know how. I'd asked Astronomy Live about that. He said, yeah, the bot captures some weird stuff. Like even if you edit, it sometimes captures that as delete or something. I don't know. So
whatever. We're going to need a trigger warning on those though. I mean, that's just. I'm going to need therapy after that one.
Yeah, that's a visual I definitely do not need.
I do enjoy that GE's wife is just GE's wife, though.
Oh, and that, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I'm maxed out. I'm actually modulating my preamp here, so I don't think I can probably just get closer to my mic. So.
Mo said, "Now with none of the things that got it where it is."
That's a fair
Or
point.
non-sequitur show really loaded. Now with none of the things that got it where it was.
So let's ask the Non-Sequitur Show fans. The direction that the channel moved into, which I was very much vehemently against for obvious reasons. I thought it was a shit decision. I thought the people coming on was just going to be an echo chamber. I thought they had nothing to add to the content-wise to the discussion whatsoever. And plus, I didn't think a few of them were actually good people. Is that what people thought, that he thought that the Non-Sequitur Show should be compared to what got us where we were? I mean, why would you change direction of something that's actually working exponentially so, just to go after a different audience that's way different than the audience we already had? Because the audience we already had is not interested in that kind of crap. They weren't, and I tried telling him that, and he didn't believe me. He's like, "Who's told you that?" I'm like, literally everybody's messaged me about it. Hates the new direction. They hate these other shows that you've had. They don't like any of this crap. They can't stand KC. They can't stand Katie, and they think G's an idiot. And by the way, I'm not making that up because here's live chat saying the exact same things. So yes, a lot of people have told me that.
Well, in their last episode on biblical slavery, which by the way is an interesting topic, but they didn't. It should have been if they.
I didn't watch it, but I heard that they didn't address crap.
Oh my God!
As I understand.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let go.
Well, no, as I understand it, they didn't get into it at all. I think I went to sleep about like an hour into it, and they hadn't even touched on the title. I mean, let alone they hadn't said this is what, and they were just talking about imagery at least as bad as what the comment just gave.
Yeah, they barely skimmed on it.
Do they ever go and again? I don't watch Mr. Atheist. I don't watch NSS. I don't watch GE. But can they ever go a whole show without talking about scatology or bowel movements or penis size? Is this even possible? Or sexual preference? I mean, it seems like that's their entire shtick.
Yeah,
it really does.
Two shows, but that's all they have. There's this.
I mean, listen, there's nothing like clicking on a video that's supposed to be talking about whether or not slavery is biblical or not, and listening to GE and Kyle talk about gynecology.
Psychic gynecologist.
I do not know about this.
Yeah,
Please
no.
elucidate.
I don't want to.
I'm not letting you get away with that shit. You tell me more about that. You tell me now.
I'll do. So GE was going on about a psychic gynecologist that he nicknamed the Pussy Whisperer, and so he's basically describing her, if I recall correctly, in the stirrups, and he's engaging in some kind of
I've changed
psychic
my mind.
communication.
I've changed my mind. Stop.
Jess was right. Jess called it.
Nope. Do not want.
I think I've just aged 5 years in the last 1 minute. Oh God.
Well, and they lost subs on this, understandably so. And I don't know if this is the new direction. I am thoroughly unimpressed. I don't understand why he thinks that this is better than what they had.
I mean,
I'd like someone to explain it to me.
Gynecology could be a very interesting subject to talk about, but it's like they've got these interesting subjects and then they're just dropping them and I threw it on the ground.
I don't know what else I can do to my volume here. I am really like peeking out here, so.
I can hear you just fine. Right?
Yeah, it's the outside chat, and I matched on the sliders. I'm gonna have to figure out voice meter or something, but hopefully it'll work out. But so yeah, if that stuff was put on a different channel, that would have been fine. Right? But that's not what they're doing something like that now, but it's a little bit too late. And by the way, just FYI, I have not relinquished any ownership of that channel or any of the business enterprise. So just FYI, it's not his. So it's still there's still a joint thing there. Trust me on this. He just thinks that he's taken over. That's temporary.
At no point has any woman's downstairs become drier than that moment. Horrid desert. How long until comments get auto-deleted? Winky face. Hi, Discord.
All right. Moving on. Oh, man.
Mate, when will you learn? People started off liking you, but disagreeing with what you did to Stephen Boole. You could have saved the situation from boiling over. Now you let it drag on, and people are not liking you as a person. ... It's now too late to recover from this.
Well, and that's what I was thinking, too. I was like, if he at least would show the financial records, either to Glenn, myself, to my lawyer, then I think that would have saved a lot of issues, right? Because we would have said, okay, we have an understanding of what's going on with the finances. He refused all that. He refused to give the name of any lawyer, any CPA, his tax guy. These are just, terms that he used. He never gave any names, for proper names for any of these people. So he has a CPA, tax guy, could be the same person, I don't know, and a lawyer. I don't think they're all the same, obviously. And that even the people that are still supporting him, not one of them has gotten anything out of him. I don't know if they even asked. By the way, I'm getting beepy here. Who's messaging me?
This person's name is Temporary Name. So you're trying to reboot the channel? Well, you've done some graphics and some music so you're 95% of the way there, right? Don't worry about getting quality guests. ... Once they see this intro, they'll be falling over themselves to try and get on the show. Wavy
talk
first.
Amongst yourself for a second. I got to read something.
Goodbye, Kyle. Your sexuality and feelings are not interesting enough to dictate a whole channel, hence the unsub.
Well, and
that's for sure.
The unsubs that they're getting now are the ones who are willing to stick through. Think about this for a second. They were willing to stick through everything that happened with Steve, and now they're watching the show, and he's still losing more subs than he's gaining significantly. And
not there,
yeah, and I still normally, when I talk about the sub count, I still deduct 600. So in my mind, they're below 27,000 because I deduct 600.
Yeah, I think that was just a glitch. Like I said, I don't think for a second that he bought subs.
Even if he didn't buy subs, I don't think that was a glitch.
I'm not sure he necessarily did it, but
yeah.
it looks to me like somebody did.
I don't know. Again, when it comes to Social Blade, I've seen it do weird things. So I just think it's fun, it's accurate. If you do a live sub count, I'm okay with that. But it's been flat. So even still, it used to have like a couple hundred a day sometimes, or it averaged about 80 a day. So if it's running flat, it's still you got to remember losing what it would have had. So that channel would have been a lot higher than it is now.
He's losing about 100 a week is what he's losing now, which is still, and at the numbers he had, he should be gaining. I think the reason somebody might want to purchase subs would be on the grounds that if you arrest the hemorrhaging of the subs, if you make it look like people aren't bailing, then people will stop bailing. I think might be the thinking behind that.
Possible. But again, I mean, if he's going after the new crowd, every NonSequitur Show fan, and especially the ones that donated funds, need to remind people that their funds did not go where it's supposed to go. So I will ask people to do that, because I think that's something that the fans, they have asked
if they're comfortable with it.
If they're comfortable with it. Well, they've asked me, what do we do?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people ask me, do we contact Patreon? Do we contact YouTube or whatever? Unfortunately, you really can't. So the most you could do is express yourself. That's it.
I'm jumping ahead, so we're staying on the reloading ones, so you'll have to catch up to me. I'm at, is Kyle Jism's evil twin? As in Jaronism?
1 sec.
Yeah, so I'm on August 6th, 2019 now.
Okay, 1 sec. The person who sent me the message, you want me to read that live? Go ahead. Where are we at? Okay. I will read that in just a second here. Let me catch up here. Where are we at here?
August
6th.
We jumped way down here. Okay.
Yeah, we jumped down, so we're staying on the reloaded.
Yeah. Oh, the other ones have some pretty good comments, too.
Yes, they do, but there's too many.
Gertrude Perkins, my man. Gertrude's been around for a long time. I don't know. Gertrude's never been a hangout. I don't think I've ever talked to him, but he's definitely been a fan for a long while. All right, so
I'm reading that one out loud. Are you ready?
I read that one, and then I'll read the comment that.
This is gonna be dramatic. Pay up, you thieving cunt.
I don't think Gertrude is Australian.
That's fine.
All right, so this is from a dear friend of mine. You guys might know his name. They call him Red's Rhetoric. I think, Chess, you're familiar with him, right?
Who?
Yeah, that goofy looking guy, kind of tall.
Oh, the really ugly one.
Yeah, the really ugly. See, you do remember him. Okay, so
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
vaguely. Yeah, he gets around.
Yeah. I remember. Well, I only remember because like I saw him for like half of a second once, and I was blind for 3 days.
Yeah, go get a retina check because it can burn. So he says he wants me to read this. So here we go. Ready? I can't do it in Red's voice because, well, first of all, Red has he has a distinctive voice, but I don't even know how to begin to do it. But he says, Kyle told me he did not want to ruin all that he had worked for in regards to the Non-Sequitur Show. You know, as if it was all about him. I told him that is exactly what's going to happen if he tried any bullshit. Turns out I was right, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. And for the rest of you who think that the law isn't on Steve's side 100%, I will enjoy drinking your tears as well. Get bent. Okay, break over. Back to work. Thank you, Red. And by the way, I said the exact same thing, and so great minds think alike, and even Reds and I's sometimes. But yeah, for anybody, I gotta tell you, for anybody who think the law is on my side, I would love to see the statute that you're talking, because I'm not going to tell you what we're filing under yet because it's not finalized, but we are going under certain statutes. My lawyer is very good. Aussie Globehead, buddy, 50 Australian buddy. He says, Steve, NASA likes the 5% that you do. You're not supposed to tell people that, but I appreciate the fact that NASA likes the 5% that I do. Thank you, Aussie Globehead.
So, and then I'm going to do a quick sort of follow up on that and a plug. So I'm starting a new show, and one of the things I want to do is, because I've got some significant legal questions, and we've talked about some of the law pertaining to this. I don't understand any of the rationale. I understand what he's saying. I understand the words that Kyle is using when he says, but I don't understand how this applies in any meaningful sense. So I've spoken with a number of lawyers because I have access to far more lawyers than anybody should ever have, and I haven't found a single one who can defend that line of reasoning, not one. And rather than me just say that, what I've decided I'm going to do is we are going to get a lawyer on our show, and we are going to in a 2-hour period walk them through everything, and have all the clips queued up, have everything queued up, and we're going to go through everything and see what conclusions he may draw, and see, because I think I would like people to be able to talk to an actual lawyer, because I've been able to.
I don't even want to be a part of that, because I want to hear what the lawyer has to say unbiased just from what you tell them, and I would love to listen to that, because I could tell you right here and now that mine has just been blown away by all this. It's just so cut and dry, it's ridiculous. And so the people that are putting on a narrative that I have no case, they're just fundamentally wrong.
What we're going to try to do too is not brief the lawyer. I'd like to try to get the lawyer on as much as possible and not brief them until we're doing it live. So I don't want them to have any background knowledge. I don't want them to know what side I'm on. I want them to know nothing, and just as plainly as possible say, these are the facts. This is what's been happening. What do you think? And see where he lands. Yeah.
By the way, that was really cute, Chesh.
For anybody who's asking,
that is cute.
Puck. His name is Puck. He is well, when we got him, they told us he was a German Shepherd Border Collie, but he is somewhere between 115 and 120 pounds. So I'm pretty sure they are full of shit, and he's actually part King Shepherd and Border Collie.
Did you hear about that poor lady that lost like both legs and her arms to a puppy licking her due to a virus that was in the saliva?
Oh yeah, she got the flesh-eating disease.
That's pretty
gross.
The so rare.
Dogs are actually their mouths are actually insulated against it, but if they carry it.
And now my face is gonna fall off. Yeah. Great, cool, thanks.
Now you're gonna look like Red.
Now I'm gonna look like Reds.
Right. Christopher Kane, $10 Canadian. Hey Steve, nice to meet you. I've listened to you for quite a while, but this is the first time I've caught you live. Here's a few bucks for your fun, booze, legal or otherwise. Thank you. That means a lot to me, actually. I've had a few people become patrons. I had a couple new $1 ones. Thank you very much. Again, $1, $10. To me, a patron's a patron, and I try to communicate with all of them. I forgot to mention. Oh my God, I totally forgot. You guys ready for this? For this?
No.
Okay, prepare yourself.
I'm not.
I told you I went shopping this morning, right? For the first time, I actually was able to splurge a little bit, and I treated myself with something. You ready for this?
Yeah, okay.
Suspense. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun,
Fleshlight.
Dun, 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 dun. See? I'm treating myself, even though I've never tried these in my life. Should I tell you how good? Should I try them? Should I give you a? While you read more comments, I'll tell you. I've never tried these before. Oh, it's like a kid Christmas store, or kid on Christmas.
All right, while you're opening that, Nathan Hood, what array of guests that wouldn't come on while Steve was here has Kyle got lined up? Question mark. Anyone want to guess? It's anyone other than Mr. Atheist, GE, Casey, or Katie chatting about minor league lifestyle bullshit crap.
Or they got Joe the Boogeyman.
Bring back the real Non-Sequitur Show. Give it up, Kyle. Admit you had some form of breakdown and give people room to forgive you, despite tropes and, to the contrary, people MIMLE bracket, I'm not sure what that is, don't want to hate. They just want to understand. You're making it hard, ... and not in a good way.
That's funny. Should I do an ASMR? No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Let me try. You know what? These are not that bad, actually. They're pretty good. Yeah, I gotta admit.
Red said his face is not that ugly. And then bracket, this comment was not factual. End bracket.
There's a reason why you don't own a mirror, Reds. Think about that.
He can't own a mirror. Every time he puts one up, it just shatters.
He's got so many damn years of bad luck, man.
Claws Grabbler. Bye-bye, Kyle. Nobody wants to listen to your dishonest bullshit. Unsub from this asshole. The Surrealist. This is fucking garbage. You fucked over your fans for this? Really?
Well, I mean, that's the funniest thing is all the fans, all the actual fans left, right? I mean, all of them recognized what was going on. They knew before it was even happening, right? Most of them were even contacting me going, what's going on here? This is why Reds, myself, Bullinator needed to take some action. But the things they have now, I wouldn't watch anyways. I mean, this is why I don't watch Jimmy. No offense to Jimmy. I don't like his content. But, okay, people do. That's fine. I have nothing against that. But he's just taking that whole audience that likes Jimmy's content, and he's trying to say, oh, well, let's put it on this other channel for a group of people that don't watch that content. It's just completely apples and oranges. I don't get it. I really don't.
I'm not sure how to say this person's name. Nope. Whatever. Reloaded, really? How about pack it the fuck up?
Well, he even said, you know, if this doesn't work out for him, you know, he survived before YouTube, will survive afterwards. Okay, but you also have taken 100% of all the fans' money. Hello, and all the equipment that was bought unbeknownst to me. I actually had to ask Patreons through my Patreon thing, have you donated equipment to the Non-Sequitur Show? Oh, yes, they did. Oh, news to me. I didn't even know about the Amazon wish list until after the fact. I had a friend of mine, and I asked her if I could show this. She said, fine. Her name's Susan. She actually asked me about it. And she said, is somebody emulating or stealing your name in order to get a wish list? I said, what do you mean? She's like, well, here's a wish list with all this high-end product on it. Cameras. I mean, we're talking very high-end stuff. I did a wish list, like my highest thing on there was $20. I do very nominal stuff. But he had all this very high-end stuff. And I'm like, hey, Kyle, what is this? Is somebody like using, you know, our name to do a wish list? Oh, no, I do that.
Real quick, just in case anybody hasn't seen it, Team Skeptic did do a face reveal, and I gotta say, his tattoos, hot.
I've seen Team Skeptic before. He did that ages ago. He's go watch one of our early episodes with him. He actually was on camera.
There you go.
Yeah, no, he's
Cool Breeds blog.
He's pretty studly. He gets all the girls. I know. That's why I never hang out with him. He even told me he'd make the shittiest wingman because he'll take both of the chicks.
This one's fine to have been deleted.
Cool
Breeds, that's a little bit rough.
Ira says you're supposed to take your pants off while eating those. Well, who says I'm not? You want to see?
Pixar didn't happen. Today's the day, let's go, LOL. I think that comment got deleted because the stream never took place.
Unirock.
Yeah, Unirock, GTA Non-Sequitur Edition. It really makes that photo that I painted of Kyle really fucking, like, on point because it is GTA styled. Dow of Steve. Why reboot something that will not be yours for long? What a waste of effort.
Well, here's the thing. I can't say one or another. I've always tried to be straight up as I can, but I would give it about a 50-50 on the whole me getting the channel back. I don't know. Even my lawyer's not sure how it works. So I have no clue about that. But anything that's still coming in from that channel, we will go after as well. Trust me.
But the
we
thing
were
is
just trying to
that-
get up to a certain date and then figure anything after that date out separately, even though it would be accrued. But as far as it going back to me, we don't know. He would have to pay off. If he's not able to pay off the entire debt, then that's definitely going to be a very viable option.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that just because it might not go back to Steve, Kyle's still not going to have it anyway.
It's either going to...
In theory, it would be archived or dissolved. In theory.
Yeah, exactly.
But that, unfortunately, that's kind of a tertiary thing as compared to what we're going after. I mean, it's in our claim. Don't get me wrong, but the primary thing is restitution of fundage.
Never go full Brett Keane.
Yeah.
Nick Woodruff, Kyle, you're a fraud. GT Racing, David Long. Oh my God! Look at this is amazing advert. Wow, it's just so ... Fuck you, Kyle.
He sounds
you
angry.
Must think you're really something, don't you, buddy? Worked on this for so long, didn't you? It sucks, Kyle. You suck, Kyle. I about had a seizure watching this shit. Have a nice day.
He seemed a little upset.
I do think I'm detecting a pattern here. My keen sense of intuition is setting off bells.
Yeah, I'm definitely sensing a pattern here.
Thanks for reloading the Guns for Christians to say us gays and stuff are immoral, really doing one for the team, asshole.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh!
Wow. Okay.
I like this. The Non-Sequitur Show is
Wait, wouldn't that make more sense if it was atheist? Usually it's like they usually say that atheists are immoral.
Yeah,
but I guess a gay atheist has both the best worlds. So.
Yeah, and like Kyle around, like, his personality is very much wrapped up in, like, at least the way he presents himself. Not necessarily him as a person, I don't know, but the way he presents himself on the show is very much about his sexuality. So that's probably why that comment went that direction.
So let me ask you. Go ahead, Nick, and then I'll ask you a question.
Well, no, in the same way that lady who wanted to get the wax, and everyone's sitting there going, it just speaks terribly of transgender for, everything that she's been doing.
Yeah, we had an episode on that. She's just a very vile human being, a very disturbed person that needs some, in my opinion, because of her alleged things, that she needs some severe psychological assistance. Take it for what it's worth. But what saddens me is this is supposed to be a skeptic community, and yet people are citing merely because somebody is an atheist or merely because somebody's sexuality. I don't think those are litmus tests to be used as, oh, this person must be therefore telling the truth, when there's been no evidence. For a skeptic community, there's been no evidence. No. If one person can say they've seen the books and that the money's all accounted for, I would probably be, at least more trusting of that person, right? I mean, at least be okay. At least I can tell the audience, the Non-Sequitur Show fans, hey, then there is money left, and we will make sure that it gets the right thing through legal means. But not one of his supporters, not one of his co-hosts, not Jimmy, not GE, not KC, not Katie, not one of them has ever seen the books, and they won't even ask. They won't even ask.
And even if people have made some guesstimates as to what the numbers probably are, but even if those guesstimates are wildly off, and but even if they were, if the argument would be, well, we don't want to show them because we don't want them to get, sit there and say, where's the money? If the books are properly accounted, I don't think it matters what they say as long as they've been properly kept, as long as they follow proper guidelines for basic business accounting.
Right.
And if they do that,
you have to annotate what's been purchased for the show. All that stuff on the wish list needs to be accounted for. There's thousands of dollars worth of equipment that's not accounted for. And
as long as he can do that, which he has said repeatedly he can't. So there's absolutely no reason not to turn him over.
Well, once again, this is confirmed, and I'm pretty sure that I showed you. He has spent the Patreon. That money was gone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he even said. Now I told him he could after the fact. I was like, okay, well, because what he said was, I have the AdSense reserved for you. I just can't get to the AdSense right now because Google was being weird and he couldn't access it. And I know that does happen. So I think he was telling the truth on that. But he did say, I had to spend the Patreon on, rent and other things. So wait, if the Patreon's if all that money's gone and the AdSense was for me, then what the hell has he been living on?
Don't do it, Puck.
I mean,
don't do it.
So
I'll fight you.
I mean, I just find it weird that people are like so trusting, and yet he didn't tell anybody else that he spent the Patreon. I had to tell people only because I found a confirmation of him telling me it. I had to go through thousands of messages, and I finally found that. So
you say so trusting, but I do think one thing that's worth considering is that the people who support him or appear to, the vast majority of those that I've seen, it's not that they support him as much as they oppose you.
Oh yeah. Look, I recognize I'm always going to have detractors. I'm always going to have people with hate boners for me. God bless them. Let them have their fun. I know no shit about them anymore. I don't acknowledge them. I don't want, and for a fact, I don't watch any of their stuff. People have sent me, hey,
well, this is the conversation we had the other day.
Yeah, people are like, hey, I love it. They're like, have you seen this person from such and such? I'm like, no, and I'm not going to. I even tell the people, I'm not going to. And I can tell you right now, I have not seen anything from any of those people. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'll put it this way. Steve has enough detractors and like enough people that he just doesn't acknowledge to the point that I don't even know who they are half the time.
I've never given her a list.
I have a vague understanding of who these people kind of are, but like names, hell no. You try and be like, oh hey, who doesn't like Steve? And I'll just be like, I don't know, probably everyone.
His mom.
His mom.
No, it's part of. I recognize it's part of being public. Is that you're never going to please everybody. I've told people.
I don't like him.
You've got trolls, and you're one of the nicest people I know, and you got trolls.
If I'm one of the nicest people you know,
well,
you're
for a sociopath. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in the caveats there.
But you do, and like a Sarah. Sarah's got trolls. You don't think Sarah's nice?
Oh, Sarah's great.
She's adorably nice, right? I mean, she doesn't have a mean streak in her freaking body. And yet, people are just rude as shit to her. They treat her like garbage. I mean, I think that's vile and disgusting. So if she has detractors and she's really nice, I'm not so nice sometimes. I'm expecting that I have people that are detractors for me. But you know what? They probably have the same, whatever how many dozens of people that have always hated me for years. So what?
Yeah, I can't let Steve near my dog because he kicks puppies.
Well, your dog's not a puppy, is she?
Oh, Puck? No, Puck's about 8 years old. Yeah, he's an old man.
Yeah,
but all dogs are puppies.
That's over the hill.
All dogs are puppies.
All right, continue on.
The Non-Sequitur Show is me. End quote. Kyle, delusional dipshit cuntus, 2019.
By the way, do you think he's going to win Dumbfuck of the Year? I know he's eligible, and
I think he's doing pretty damn well. I think Sean, what Sean had said is like he was pulling for somebody else Anthony until Riley. Kyle started live deleting comments.
Yeah, no, I gotta admit, I love Sean, and Sean's like, you know what? I know he's been pushing for Anthony Riley for the longest time, but even he was like, this beats that. And
somebody would have to do something incredibly like I can't even imagine what you could possibly do to beat Kyle at this point.
It would take a lot. It would probably take a lot.
Juiced,
by the way, thank you, Messenger Reveals. You're fabulous too.
I want to see a debate on the existence of Kyle's lawyer. In this case, the moral argument might actually count against existence.
Oh, that'd be maybe the Geek Room will do that because the Geek Room they want to start some geeky debates, like weird, just trivial like debates, kind of like we did on what was it, debate roulette, kind of that kind of stuff, right? So that'd be a hell of a debate. Does Kyle's lawyer exist?
Yeah, that would be fun. Michael Mastan, dude, ... no matter what you do, ... you fucked up. I would even wager the people in question are even nice enough to forgive you should you sincerely apologize and do the correct thing.
Yeah, what was the date on that?
The date? Yeah. This is still the 6th.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly any longer.
Oh yeah, I think it's
yeah. I mean, God bless people if they're in the forgiving kind of thing.
I think people will forgive him, but I don't think he'll be able to have his channel anymore just from the kind of content he's producing.
Well, I think that he's trying to start some new channel stuff, but I don't think he recognizes that the internet doesn't forget.
Yeah, also that. Yeah.
Whatever.
Dude, this person just said douchebag. Could have used more mugshots of Kyle. I mean, he apparently has the Non-Sequitur Show all along.
Oh.
Kyle, what you're doing is the equivalent of trying to perform CPR on someone who's been dead for several months. You fucked up. The Non-Sex Show isn't coming back. If you still want to be on YouTube, start over.
I don't see how anybody could start over with that. Now I get it. Look, Brett Keane is a piece of crap, and yet he still survives, right? So it doesn't matter what you do. It seems on the internet, you're always going to have some idiots that follow you. I mean, look at the mods over on that channel. Those are some dumb people, straight up stupid people.
Kyle can't let go of Non-Sequitur Show, otherwise he'll have nothing to go on. If he starts from nothing, he won't grow unless somebody helps him grow.
But you see my point though. No matter how vile you get, you're always gonna have look at Jackson Yvette, whatever. She has a following. No matter how vile you get and how you just are, you're always gonna have people of some degree that's gonna follow you.
I think there's some truth to that, but it's not just about, and Kyle's obviously not nearly as bad as some of those examples, but if one of the things that he's done has been to, if things really come down, if there's any kind of court decision or anything that comes down on he's been lying to everybody from the beginning, if that's the conclusion that it reaches at the end, he's been lying about the lawyer, lying about the accounting, lying about all of this, I don't see how he really comes back from that, because maybe he can start his own small channel, but he's going to have to do it by himself because nobody's going to want to work with him, and anyone who does, they're going to find out pretty quick what happens. Someone's going to tell him. So I think he's got issues.
Yeah, and even if he's not lying, he's violated a lot of different legal things. So I mean, he's screwed either way. It's going to come back and bite him. Goes to Recon $2. I like to pledge undying platonic love to Chesh. Aww.
Kyle's lawyer is more elusive than Lord Lucan. You can't outrun this, Kyle. Reload the show all you'd like, but you're digging yourself deeper. I could leave a snarky comment, but the only question I have is, are you going to continue the actual podcast, Kyle? Or should I just save the episodes I have and delete the RSS feed?
Yeah, let me note on that, by the way, if I can. I did all the podcast. Okay, 2 hours a night. I downloaded the show. I edited it. I put bumper music on. I changed the bit rate through a program, and then I uploaded it. That was all me. If you haven't noticed, not a new podcast came out after the Two Girls, whatever it was, episode, right? So that 5% nonsense. Oh, Steve only does 5%. I still was doing about 2 hours a night on the podcast. So let's put things in perspective here. So that's why no new podcast has come out, because I stopped doing them 2 months ago.
I've reached out to you via the Non-Sequitur website a couple of times now. Please just answer so I can stop being disappointed every week.
Yeah, he won't answer.
Well, it got deleted, so yeah, I guess not.
Fair point.
There's your answer.
Yeah.
LOL, you need to give it up, Kyle. You fucked up royally and nothing can salvage this.
I think he's in the
give
live
it up,
chat,
dude. You're a piece of shit. Who, Kyle?
No,
Hi, Kyle.
No, I ear.
Oh, yeah. Wow, 888 dislikes.
Yeah, 1K now. I think it's over 1K.
So today's the day. This should be good. ... And by good I mean a steaming pile of dog shit.
People are vicious.
Unirock will be doing a simultaneous broadcast with Steve and Team Skeptic and others. Just letting you know, you can only have so much Mr. Atheist and GE in 1 month.
And that was fun. That simulcast was fun, and I guess Mr. Atheist can do it every Sunday. But I have people telling me that his audience, Mr. Atheist's audience, is getting a little upset. So.
Hey Steve, how much was Non-Sequitur making on Patreon at its peak? Do you know?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't had access. The highest I ever saw was way before it got really high. The highest I saw, because I had asked him, it was on, I even have the date. I'm going to say around December 2018, something in that ballpark. I had asked him, what about the Patreon? And I couldn't get an answer. But the highest I ever saw was about 800 something from Patreon. It had to be probably almost 2 times that by the time it was done.
Well, and I did the math on it because I became a patron, and one of the things that they did was they elevated anyone who became a patron in the Discord. And so you could actually count by the Discord level. So I screenshotted all the levels, and then I did what were the names and at what levels they were at,
That's
and
smart.
did the math.
That's really
because,
clever.
Thank you. So I've actually got all the math down. I just don't remember but that's from about a month beforehand. And even if you didn't have a Patreon, even if you didn't have a Discord account, your name got put on the Discord list, so you could actually calculate to the dollar how much he was getting.
Do you have a guesstimate?
I don't even remember what it was. I think it was about $2,000. But
that's what I kind of
sounds about right.
Yeah, because I saw it was around 800 something, and then that was probably half what it used to what peak. So it had to be between 1,600 and $2,000. I'm figuring a month. And the last time I saw that when you're an owner of the channel, not the primary owner, or it doesn't matter, when you're a manager of the channel, you can actually go in and YouTube will give you an estimate of all the revenue for that channel. Okay. That number was over 40,000 last time I saw it, which was ages ago. So 40,000 and then another 2,000 a month. Do the math, right? So it is a significant amount of money, right?
And the channel had a value. The channel was valued the day before this happened. The channel was valued at 98,000.
Yeah. And by the way, if people don't know how they value that, there is a site that will value a YouTube channel fair market value. Now, granted, it takes a lot of parametrics into the equation. But there is a site that you can go to that give you a rough estimate of fair market value, and it does have it's projecting. It's going to say it's basically, I think, probably has a 5-year projection. That's how you do an evaluation of a business. You use a 5-year projection usually. This is when you go on like Shark Tank, right? They evaluate the business, right? And they say, we want 5% equity stake for when they say, well, you're evaluating your business at this amount. That's what they're doing. They're evaluating the business for a 5-year plan. So that the fair market value based upon evaluation from the YouTube thing was $98,000. It was $97,000 when I looked, but Nick probably looked like the day after saying it was $98,000. So when people are saying, how do you know what the YouTube channel was worth? That is how we know how much it was worth. Yeah.
Fight the flat earth. $2,000 a month? Where the fuck did that money go?
Yeah.
It wasn't. It didn't go to the suits. We know it didn't go to the suits. There were $14 a suit. So unless he bought about 800 suits, it didn't go to the suits.
Yeah.
Super chats.
Somebody says, then Steve should go to the authorities and file a complaint. Thank you. I need to hire you. You're smart.
Thanks.
I never thought about that. Damn.
Wow. You know what? Problem solved. I'm going home, guys.
Yeah,
we're
solved.
done.
Wow.
Show's over.
That's awesome.
Shut it down.
I never really didn't even think about it. Okay. Wow. Okay. Moving on.
Draco the Logic Dragon. Non-sec reloaded ... I see ... So you're pulling a Matrix Reloaded strategy. Overemphasis on visual effects, bland dialogue, retroactively changing the story ... All we need is the Oxford Cave orgy, and it'll be an exact duplicate.
Don't give him any ideas. Don't give him any ideas. I swear to God, he's going to get GE in on that.
Well, and somebody had mentioned, there's only so much GE Mr. Atheist you can have, and yet every comment I've seen is they can't stand having them on, especially GE. And so I don't know how he thinks that's going to fly.
Roy said, this channel is fucking lame now, but what do you expect from a flaming fairy that voluntarily lets... Okay, we're stopping there.
Yeah. I don't like those ones either. I delete those myself. So
you vile piece of excrement. Yeah, but again, we gotta once in a while be like, yeah, no, he's got some legitimate ones he's deleting.
Yeah, he's got legit deletes.
Sure.
I'd rather have a full frontal lobotomy than watch this drivel. Bingo Bob! Yes. 39 seconds of the biggest snakes on YouTube. Nice.
And somebody had told me like birds of a feather flock together, and there's some truism to that. Look, the people that I associate with, I think people have recognized are damn good people. I've always been like that. I've always associated with the best of the groups. This is why I still get along with Reds fantastically. He's like one of my besties, if not probably my closest person or confidant wise that I have. There's also Glenn, Nick, Cheshire, Sarah. These are all great people that I associate with, and there's reasons for that. And then you look on the other side about the people they're associating with. I'm sorry, but they're not the most morally, upstanding people I've ever seen. That's for damn sure.
Kyle was spending $2,000 a month on his hair. So this is Non-Sequitur Show with video without Steve, just music and graphics. Not exactly why we subbed.
And that's pretty much sums it up, to be honest with you.
Oh, this one's a tongue twister. Give Steve the money, Kyle. Fiscal restitute, not fecal fistitute.
I think you mean fiscal restitution. Yeah, fiscal rectitude, not rectal fistitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these are really good.
They're pretty creative. I tell you, man.
Oh, yeah.
When people are upset on the internet, they can get really creative in their comments.
Oh, yeah.
That's for damn sure.
I hope Aaron Ra will stay away from this fraud. Well, we'll see.
Well, apparently not. I guess he's going on next week. And I know I've talked to some atheist YouTubers. They're not happy about that.
But that's off of Kyle's word. And we know we can't trust that.
This
So
is fact.
maybe Aaron, maybe that's not true, or maybe he thinks it's true, and Aaron will wise up and not do that.
I got to tell you, I don't have any direct communication with Aaron, but I got to tell you, if Aaron decides to do that, the Non-Sequitur Show people are not going to be thrilled with that, and they will probably reach out to him and go, "What the hell are you doing, Aaron?" Because Aaron's supposed to be a skeptic, and yet he's not asking for evidence. Okay.
Well, and I agree with Chesh. You know what? Until it's confirmed by Aaron, the fact is, how many just the shows that Kyle says are going to air don't air, even when they're just him. So until there's more reliability in what that scheduling is, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah, well, I don't care one way or another. I'm just saying that I know the Non-Sequitur Show fans, and I know the people that are. I've talked to some atheists out there that are not happy if Aaron goes back on that channel. But again,
they'll
totally
be.
up to him. I don't give a shit one way or another, to be honest with you, except the fact that I think that Aaron, if he's if he's going to say that he's a skeptic, and then not give a shit about any of this, and not ask for any evidence to whatsoever, I think that's just hypocrisy at its finest. That's all.
As Aaron has said himself, that he is more than welcome and open to criticism. So I'm sure that the atheist community who isn't okay with this, and the non-sequitur community who won't be okay with this, will be more than willing to tell them exactly what they think.
Yeah, we'll test just how open to criticism he is. I think is what's going to happen.
Well, I don't know if he's that open. He's blocked me, and then he blocked Chris the other day. For Chris was pointing out his research was pretty flawed, and some of the Aaron has quoted stuff that is just not scholarly at all. He did the same thing to me. He quoted things. He quoted me once of a website called All About Religion or All About Philosophy, which is actually owned by a huge company called All About God. .com. They're basically an evangelistic organization, and so it was a religious organization, but all he saw was about philosophy. He didn't give a shit whether it was just a Jesus freak, literally like a Jesus freak site.
Oops.
His research when it comes to quoting things is really, really bad, and so he blocked Chris for pointing that out to him. So I don't know if he's really that up for criticism, but again, I love Aaron. I really do. I think Aaron has done amazing things. But he has limitations, and one of his limitations is
we all do.
He sucks at citations. He just sucks.
We all have our things. We'll wait and see if Aaron actually shows up, and if Aaron shows up, then I'm sure people will tell them what they think.
Goes to Recon real quick. $2. Coining the term for non-sec, the asinine.
Randy said 46 days. Where are the books that you promised to provide Steve? Guess I'll see. I guess they'll see you in court with his real, actual lawyer.
Yeah,
what's that?
He's actually admitted
is that number of.
Oh, so what?
I was gonna say, is that number right above me? Yeah. What are we at?
Right. 62 days. Now,
62,
and he has said that he got a demand letter from my attorney. So anybody who says, "Well, Steve doesn't have an attorney," Kyle's even admitted, "Yeah, I've got a demand letter." He didn't respond to it, which, again, any lawyer that he would have had would tell him, "You need to respond to a demand letter."
That was actually one of the comments I left.
Excuse me. He did. He replied. If I recall, it was a comment in the non-sec. Yeah, no,
not a proper.
I know, Steve. That's what I'm saying. No lawyer on the God's green earth would say, "Oh yes, a response in the comments section qualifies."
Yeah. So I mean, this is one of the reasons why I am pretty well convinced he doesn't have a lawyer, because any lawyer would be sued for malpractice in that case if they said don't respond to a demand letter. That's just absurd. You need to respond to it because it looks.
This would be the sixth. This would be the sixth malpractice suit you could bring against the lawyer at this point.
Yeah, because you're now dealing in bad faith, which leads to other issues.
Yeah. This comment right here, I think, makes a really good point. Kiefer Martin said, "Well, I do support Steve in this situation. I do wish the best for Kyle and hope he does the right thing. I also hope my once favorite channel can return to what it originally was. If the next few episodes are nothing more than Mr. Atheist and Godless Engineer, then I am out. Bring back the OG Non-Sequitur Show."
So I wonder what he
Kiefer,
thinks
I
now.
am sorry.
Yeah, Kiefer, if you're around and you ever hear this, let us know what happened, because obviously that didn't happen.
And you know what? Follow along here, because at least Steve on this channel and sometimes on the Great Debate Community channel, the conversations from Non Sequitur are coming back. Whether they end up back on the Non Sequitur Show again, if it gets brought back to where it should be, or whether it's on something new, it'll be back. The demand
we'll
for it
have
is
it
there.
here. We already brought back a lot of it on this channel, right? And we're going to continue. So all that stuff's moved to this channel, right? If I ever do get the Non Sequitur Show back, I do have plans for it. But as I've told certain people, I don't want to think that far down the line yet.
Yeah, we have to wait.
So we have to wait. So
Hurry up and wait, everybody.
Yeah. So I have thought about it. I've contacted a few people. There's people that I want to involve myself with, but that's too pie in the sky right now. And
Please be patient.
So.
Yeah.
But we are having those discussions on this. People have watched, like we had Landon Kurt Knoll come in and do math. We had, you know, again, Hugh Ross and Fuzz Rana, who love coming on.
We had Misha on
they
yesterday.
They love
Doctor.
this channel like you wouldn't believe. So.
Also, yes, Sarah makes a good point. Why was that deleted? Hey, Kyle, we know you're watching. Why'd you delete that? Was it not you? Was it your mods? You're responsible for your mods, Kyle. 95% really paid off, winky face. Reloaded. Fuck off.
That's succinct.
That's succinct, yeah.
GTK, Grand Theft Kyle. I guess he learned how to load without bool around, ... Let's see if he can learn how to produce worthwhile content.
Yeah, well, producing's not easy, man. I have a hard time still with it, but I'm not using high-end software. You got to remember, he's using vMix, with a $1,200 software that was supposed to have been bought for Bool. He just took that over too, and so that's a lot different program. I'm using slobs here, and I still can't figure it out with Skype sometimes. So.
I like.
And this is an interesting a quick point on the vMix. How was the vMix paid for? Was it paid for out of as an investment in the show, in which case it must actually be paid exclusively from Kyle's end, because according to Kyle, he owns the show.
No, it was paid. Jammy bought it for the show.
Oh, okay, it was a gift.
Not for Kyle. And it was supposed to have been mainly for Brulinator, so he can use it to produce other channels as compensation for producing the Non Sequitur Show.
Oh,
screwed out of that. Bull now has his own copy, but that was paid for. But that was part of the compensation that we were working out with them. But that Jammy, when he bought it for the show. It wasn't. Look, people. Kyle got new lighting. He got new laptop, I believe. He got a new iPhone, I think. I know he got a lot of stuff bought for him.
Hey, you guys want to see my phone?
All for the show. It wasn't for Kyle. I got nothing during that time bought for me. Nothing.
Well, and the key is
after I left, I didn't leave. He kicked me.
Like my big ass crack in my phone.
Love that.
Oh my God. So the interesting thing is there are people who take Kyle's side on this, and that's fine. But if you're going to take Kyle's position, then any money that is spent on the show has to be spent from his end. It is not joint money. Steve's end would be completely separate. Steve would get 50% because it's not Steve's show, but according to Kyle's reasoning. So if any reinvestment in the show has to come exclusively from Kyle. Kyle doesn't have permission to spend Steve's money in that way.
He never did. He never did have that permission. George Meyer says, 5 Canadian. He says Kyle's lawyer is Perry Mason, who's dead.
He's dead. That's why we haven't heard back from him, is because Perry Mason is 6 feet under.
Well, he was fictional, but didn't he die in the show? I mean,
so he was fictitious. He's dead. The actor's dead.
The actor's dead. Yeah.
So I can think of a number of reasons why we haven't heard back from the lawyer.
Yeah.
This explains everything. It looks like Kyle's defense strategy is fictitious too, so it works out.
By the way, Jammy had personal issues coming up. He could no longer do what he was doing on air and stuff like that. So he just kind of just went away, which was unfortunate. But yeah, if you ask Bullinator, that VMix software, $1,200 worth of software was for the channel, just like all the other equipment that was bought for him. So all the patrons that bought him equipment, that is considered part of the business enterprise. That doesn't go to one person.
Now, there were 2 seats with that purchase. Is that right?
There's 2 seats for that purchase, yes. Now Kyle did offer Bullinator one of the seats, but that was after the fact. So
well, and that was after the fact. And B, it should be the other way around. It should be Bull offering one to Kyle if Bull is so inclined. Both those seats presumably belong to Bull then.
Well, again, it's one.
Oh, it was for the show.
It was for the show, but the way it got worked out with Dave McGinnis and Bullinator and Jammy, if you talk to Dave McGinnis, is that it was understood that it was for Bullinator to be able to use not just for the Non-Sequitur Show, but to produce other channels as well that were going to be paying him to do so.
It was an investment into Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I interpreted it. That's the way McGinnis interpreted it. So, yeah.
Jigsaw Harlequin, no one believes you even have the money or a lawyer, Kyle. You and the Muppet Show of G.E. Casey and Katie, I've been told Joy, are disgusting. Well, ... have fun in court, smiley face. Hi, comment graveyard.
But that's psychic. That's a psychic person right there.
If he's been told, if he's been told Joy, I don't know.
Think they used a crystal ball?
He hasn't been talking to anyone who met her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. That was point.
That was good. That was good.
By the way, that was one of my favorite episodes where we actually got to point out that Katie Joy Polson didn't know what the hell she was talking about. When I made that video and I released the meeting that we had, which, by the way, we all knew was recorded, so don't pull this crap that he didn't know. But she had made certain comments like, oh, they met with lawyers. There was no lawyer in that meeting. Oh, it's all been settled. They worked out payments and terms. No, we haven't. Not even remotely so. Oh, I've been told. Well, my question is, who told her?
Yeah.
Well, and then she gets pissed 3 days later and says, "Why do people think I'm involved? And why don't people leave me alone and stuff?" I know nothing about it.
In one video and comments, she would say, "Well, I know more about what's going on than the rest of you," kind of thing. And then 3 days later, it's like, "Oh, I don't know anything about it."
She said that too. She said there are those of us who know things that you guys don't know, so everyone else should shut up, was basically what she was saying. Then she said, "Why do people assume I'm associated with this? Could people leave me alone?" Oh my God!
And by the way, there's a parody account by the name of without any crystal balls. Now, I don't know who that person is. Straight up, I have no freaking idea in the world. I know who Kyle's lawyer is. They're not the same person. So there was some idiot out there going, "Well, how can Steve not know one but know the other?" Because they're 2 different people. Okay, dude, don't need to be that smart to figure that one out, right? I'm telling you, the trolls and the people on the other side, they're dumb. They're just some dumb people. But I don't know who that person is. No freaking clue. But when they came to Twitter, they didn't know who the hell I was. They didn't know who Cheshire was. They didn't know about any of this stuff.
I don't know why she muted the comments and sent me a message before she. So I made a comment and then because I said all my comment said was source ? and she said, "I know you're a part of this." I'm like, "I'm part of what? What are you talking about?"
She's like, "I know Cheshire is a part of without any crystal balls." No, she's not.
What are you talking about?
Well, and then. She also, Katie Joy then said that without any crystal balls, was sending emails through her account to other people pretending to be her. Gave the email address.
Said source for that was that video.
She actually showed screenshots, but I looked up that address, and that address hadn't been used, or as in the DNS hadn't been assigned. It was unassigned, meaning nobody could possibly send emails from that address because it wasn't assigned, and it hadn't been assigned for the last 24 hours. So there was no way anybody could have sent any emails from that.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's telling her what or where she's getting that from, but that is fake.
And by the way, just for a point of order, I have numerous amount of screenshots that I've sent Laura and comments of me asking for money, my money, for my payout. There was nothing
books,
about
so
whatsoever about
Yeah.
medical or whatever.
No.
It was where the frick is the money? Where's the books? I started asking way long ago. It got worse and worse. And then when he told me he spent the Patreon, I was a little concerned at that point. Obviously, I told him I trust him. I even said I 100% trust you, but I wanted to see the books, right? So there was a long chain of this. But I was like, hey, what the hell is going on here? You know? So this narrative that, because he kept saying, well, November 22nd we'll get paid. Okay. Oh, August, 15th we'll get paid. August 16th comes around. I'm like, where's the money?
Yeah.
So I have all that, by the way, people. So
this is an apt comment for what you're talking about. Fuck you, Kyle. Why don't you reload Steve's bank account with the money you stole from him?
Thank you. And by the way, I said, pay me by PayPal, pay me by bank account. You can bring me cash as more of a flippant thing. But I was thinking check, right? Come and bring me a check, a cashier's check. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. How I got my money made no freaking difference to me. It all gets reported. This is why I gave my tax return to Glenn. It's all been reported. Everything has been up and up. I even said I verbally have a statement in writing. I don't want any tax problems. Make sure that we do this right, kind of thing.
Nick doesn't have anything under his name because he was late. That's his punishment.
My bad.
He gets no
my
name.
bad. That's
Nick, they should know who you are by now. You're so popular. You don't need a name.
Dan said, "Can't wait to not watch."
I'll give you a name just because you're cool like that.
Ryan Edwards says he's just trying to get a rise out of Steve at this point so he can try and argue it against him in court, basically trying to make Steve flip off the handle so he can attack his character.
Not gonna happen.
It's all he has left. Don't fall for it, Steve.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, no.
That's an interesting. I didn't actually consider that tactic.
No, I thought
That's
I really
possible.
did. I have, and this is why I haven't said anything that could be construed against Kyle himself. Everything I've said is completely demonstrable. Everything I've said is evidential. Everything I've said is factual. I've been very careful, and I know exactly the line that I could walk on that. I've had numerous discussions with my lawyer, and if you haven't noticed, I haven't told anybody. I don't think even you guys. Well, I told one person. I'm sorry. One person knows the exact statutes and stuff that we're suing under.
Mm-hmm.
So one person.
Michael said,
well, besides my power of attorney guy, Glenn.
Yeah. If this is the new graphics and sound, then I guess 95% of the show is garbage. Seriously, the old music was much better. Oof. Great, now you're going to reload this show that you stole. So what are you going to reload it with?
It's not blanks.
The real NonSequitur said...
They're getting shot.
Is that the date that's when the channel is shut down and or handed over to Steve? I misread that. Nice graphics. You're a very talented artist. Don't insult me. However, I have my doubts you can ever bring back the substance or to put behind it or earn my trust back. But I'm ready to be proven wrong. People are still willing to give him a chance at this point.
At that point,
and they deleted that?
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, they deleted that.
Again, I'm telling you, I am convinced that they want nothing to do with any of the old NonSequitur Show crowd.
Yeah.
They don't want anybody reminding of anybody anything. They don't want anything being brought up about what happened. They don't want to be people reminded that it's 62 days. They don't want to be reminded that he took all the equipment, he took all the money, he took all the Patreon, the Teespring, all that stuff. Now, again, that's demonstrable. He has kept 100%. So I'm not saying anything that's false right now. He has all 100% of everything that was involved in that show. Think about that, people. So the people that are rooting for him, the people that are on his side, this is why I think they're some of the dumbest people I've ever had to run across in my life. This is why I didn't want to have anything to do with them in the first place, because I didn't think they were that smart.
Somebody's trying to spam at me to shut up, but there's two Cheshires in the chat and they don't know which one it is. Listen, if you're going to troll, get good.
It's been I think it's been about I forget I think it's been about 18 months since the show started. Only one person has seen a dime. Only one person has seen the books. Period. Nobody can refute either of those two statements.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he just disable the comments on this?
Well,
I think he's desperate
for. Yeah, that looks really much worse.
He's desperate for positive feedback. And he thinks he's going to get it any day.
Yeah.
Let me help this troll out real quick. Yeah, no, I'm Cheshire Vic. That's Cheshire Cat. Please get your shit straight.
These trolls are idiots too. They think that I actually lived in Australia, and that there was a person in Australia that had some kind of industrial thing they were convicted on or something like that. I don't remember. What
Kyle in the house.
Yeah, I've never been convicted of anything. I've never even been to jail. I've never been arrested. I've certainly never committed industrial espionage in Australia. But these again, they don't freaking care, right? It's ridiculous.
Juice said the Kalam cosmological argument. 1, everyone that starts to steal has a lawyer. 2, Kyle stole, therefore Kyle has a lawyer. Anyone accepting this yet?
That's logical. That works.
First Incubus, welcome to the NonSequitur Show. Chad said, I guess that's the new show from now on, ? Just the okay-ish music and graphics. We have seen what 95% of Kyle adds to a show. I miss the old 5%. Oh wait, I don't have to miss them. I subscribed to them the day I unsubscribed from you. Alex said, P.S. the new intro is nice. That got deleted.
Yeah, got deleted. So even a compliment, okay.
Kyle, I don't
They're just
understand.
deleting so rapidly. They're getting so many more comments they want to delete than they can actually get through. I mean,
FYI,
can you imagine?
I can't check my email right now, but I will. If somebody sent me something, I will check that after the stream here. Thank you.
Kyle, I don't understand the point of this. You did 95% of the work. Steve and Bullinator just stood and watched?
Yeah, we're just bystanders. And by the way, I said I didn't want this channel to be like fixated on this kind of stuff, but unfortunately, it's kind of hard not to be because of the NonSequitur Show was large. We have a lot of fans. We have Caffeine Corner that Desheshla is going to and I do pretty much once a week when I'm awake because yesterday I was crashed hard. We're going to be talking about these things because I still think that the people have a right to know. But of course, there's other things on this channel. My philosophy is very simple: watch what you want to watch. If they don't like watching this kind of stuff when we talk about the situation, I get it. Watch when we have Landon on. Watch when we have. I've got a couple nuclear engineers coming on here soon. We're going to be talking about benevolent sexism, hopefully on Thursday or around that time. So we have a lot of things that are coming up. Watch what you want to watch, right? So, but we just to kind of say, well. Steve's talking about this stuff. Well, yeah, this was a big thing, and I think we're obligated to the fans to let people know what's going on. So, all right, going on.
I understand you want to reach 1,000 dislikes before streaming the new content. Strange, my loading bar for this vid just gets...
He did hit that, by the way.
Strange, my loading bar for this vid gets stuck at 95%. This is when MTV stopped playing music. Oh, this is like when MTV stopped playing music and went to stupid reality shows. Why would I continue to frequent such a place when it is nothing of when it started out as, or what it started out as anymore?
By the way, I love. Don't you love really? These people waste so much of their effort having such hard-ons for me. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. And actually, it actually I think solidifies my base a lot more because people can actually see for the longest time when I was telling people how people were trolling us and that people were just pieces of shit. This is demonstrable evidence of what I had to deal with.
Well, it's just whack-a-mole at this
it's
point.
Whack-a-mole.
The mods just get something to do to play whack-a-mole.
It's like they don't have anything better to do with their lives. It's amazing.
The Nonsensical Show. Maybe Kyle wants to go back to jail for the good butt sex thinking face.
Ooh.
Oh, that one's rough.
Where's that one?
Yeah.
That was woohoo.
Did I miss that one?
Thinking emoji. Go find
Yeah, that one's
emoji.
ouch.
I'm on Red Hunter. Which one are you on?
Down a little bit more. Next two.
This is the one that says, "Wow, you are really the embodiment." That one?
I'm enjoying the no. There's the Nonsensical Show, and okay, so we were on. This is like when MTV, right? That was Red Hunter.
Okay.
And go down, and then there's Kenneth that said the Nonsensical Show.
Down. Okay.
And then down one more. Woohoo! Maybe Kyle wants to go back to jail.
Okay. So
Yeah. There you go. And now we're on the next one.
Now we're on the real. You really are the embodiment. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to read this one?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. Does he, Steve McRae, look like a bitch? Then why you try to fuck him like a bitch, Brett Kyle? Wow, you really are the embodiment of the worst of human nature. Honor and common decency are alien concepts to you, and you'll steal from a friend without consideration. Steve won't get his money because you've already trousered it all. I don't expect this comment to remain online for more than a few hours. It will be deleted. Unsubscribed, Kyle. I will not support you in this channel. P.S. This new direction you wanted to take the show is called a nosedive. Nice work on that, you douche.
Wow. Yeah, and it's funny is I actually posted something. Is like you watch the numbers, and all of a sudden it's just like after a certain day they just went. Now again, I think they recognize that crowd's not going to come back. Those numbers are not going to go back up anytime soon. And I'm grateful to the Non-Sequitur Show fans to keep telling people that they're new to all this stuff what happened, so they don't build a new audience and do the same thing to somebody else.
I'm disappointed in the trolls showing up a day late. We just did a stream about trolls.
Yeah, right, exactly. And they're so desperate. It's like they're so desperate on this medical stuff. It's like, do they not think people? I mean, I guess I think people are stupid. I have an actual lawyer who's laughing at this shit. If I had done anything wrong, he would be like, "Hey, we need to figure out how to defense for you." There's nothing that was done wrong, and so when people are playing on that, it just tells me how dumb they fucking are that they think that other people are going to buy into that shit. The only people who buy into that shit are the people who have a hate bonus for me. That's it, and the ignorant people. Nobody in their right mind would think that anything was done wrong, especially when I got a lawyer. And by the way, people have seen these correspondences with my lawyer. Glenn is tagged on every one of them, and you can ask Glenn. Believe my guess. I've given it permission. Not once did my lawyer ever think that I did anything wrong. He really does not like Kyle. I'll tell you that, though. He really doesn't like what he did because he watched the entire video, the Death of Non-Sequitur Show, and he's seen some other stuff, and he's almost making it personal because I guess maybe he's from North Carolina, but he's not a fan of his. Trust me.
And just for the trolls, let me help you out a little bit. Watch the video about trolls. It might help you improve your game.
Yeah.
Yeehaw said, "This is a real shit show," end quote, Mother Teresa. Because adding Reloaded to the title worked for the Matrix. Yep.
Yeah.
Slick and full of nothing. This is the recent. This and the recents. Steve is what?
Excruciating, I guess.
Steve is excruciating to watch on his channel and belongs here only.
Oh, come on, DS Dean. Come on.
Steven said, so the takeaway from that advert was all flash, no substance. I have no idea what that was, but there was definitely graphics involved. This is amazing. Seriously, 95% equals a channel where you upload a new intro and you have 600 plus dislikes and 300 comments trashing you. Come on, Kyle, this is over.
I mean, we have like 500 people watching. You can see that 1,000 comments were deleted. I'm just amazed that at this point, anybody takes that side, and I'm just going to include all that. This is the moderators, this is the people in his live chat, these are the people that go on the channel. How any of them can't see reality here. I mean, there's a huge disconnect here, especially for a group of skeptics. The people here watching the live chat, they all seem to get it, right? You get it, Nick gets it, Glenn gets it, who's one of the most trustworthy people. Bullinator gets it, because he's, of course, one of the most trusted people I know, right? I mean, if all these people that we trust and have honor and integrity get it, and then you have on the other side people that are known for trolling, very dishonest, have lied, asked people to lie, what's the reasoning here? What makes somebody have such a hate boner for somebody that they're willing to disconnect to the point to not look at reality objectively? I find it to be a very fascinating case study.
Well, and here's the other thing, which is, especially the people who hang around you, Steve, they can all ask you any question they want. I've asked you about the medical. Mm-hmm. We've talked about that. If I have questions that I don't understand, I ask you. You give me the answers. If I don't understand the answers, I ask more.
Have I been anything but transparent, fully?
Never anything but. And when I don't get it, I ask again. I can be annoying, and you just sit there and you keep answering, and you don't sit there and say, "Jesus, Nick, I already explained it." You sit there and you answer it. And it's funny because you had said, Jimmy hasn't talked to or asked many of these questions of Kyle, and you got to wonder how many people are asking him these questions. I can ask you anything I want, and you're going to answer. Who's asked to see the books? Who's asked about that? It's a good question.
Fool is
a good question.
Graphics 5 out of 10. Content 0 out of 10. Well done, Kyle. Hey, it's Puddle. Came for more great insights of journalistic wonder from Katie. Was disappointed. And hi, Chesh.
By the way, I don't know how Puddle actually writes for a Puddle. Pretty good. Puddle's got good grammar for being a Puddle. But I gotta tell you, I am kind of a little happy that Katie's getting so much shit of all this. Right? I'm not gonna front. I cannot pretend that I'm not. For the crap that she has said and the vile, just trying to Me Too me and trying to say all this shit that wasn't true, that was demonstrably wasn't true. I think any backlash on her is more than appropriate.
She has earned everything. She walked into it with her eyes open, and she knew what she was doing. Right. She knew she shouldn't. She did it anyway. She's earned it all.
Yeah, I'm right. Okay.
He snatched the fucking show out from underneath Steve. He snatched the fucking show underneath Steve. What a sleazebag motherfucker. Fuck you. It's just what that one says.
And by the way, again, this narrative that he's like, oh, well, if Steve started the channel, then how did I get it? I have the
Why would Steve do this?
Why would Steve do this? I have the date that I transferred the primary ownership to him. I have the actual date. So I'm telling people that he's just not telling you the truth. Okay, straight up not telling you the truth. Or in that particular case, I got to admit, he didn't lie. Okay, because he didn't say, well, I started it. He never said he started the channel. So he didn't outright lie, but it was a lie of omission. It was manipulation, gaslighting, if anything.
You could see how he says it because he deliberately avoids. He makes it sound like what he said.
Yeah.
That was scary because that's what he said was, well, gee, I'm not saying Steve's not telling the truth, but let's just say, for example, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt, just for example. No, it's not for example. He's telling the truth. But when he says that, it makes it sound like, what he's saying is that you're lying, and he's not accusing you of that because he knows he can't. Right. And that's a real interesting, you can tell. That's mens rea. That's
he
criminal
thought about
intent.
that wording. He thought about that wording.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that tells you a lot.
Delusion equals mankind's worst attribute. Wow, the graphics are great. Can't wait to watch the new intro, then switch off when the guests come on and the boring bit where Kyle speaks starts. How did the whole SJW thing work out for you, Kyle?
Not too well. Now, I tell you, as the first time we did an SJW episode was obviously the phone down thing, and that was a shit show. I did nothing wrong in that. I to this day was just mortified by the guest that we had on. But from that day on, I'm like, holy crap, this is why people avoid SJW type topics, because this narrative. Yeah. Now, I don't care any longer. I will talk about what I want, with who I want, when I want, anytime I want on my channel. And if I talk about SJW stuff, that's fine. If we don't, we had an amazing discussion the other day with Sarah and Lizzie Lane from
have a good day, sweet.
Africa. And that was on transgender sports, the conversation that should have taken place ages ago, but couldn't have been because people like Essence of Thought and Goddess Cranium who were blocking conversation on it. But even Noel Plum, I should say even Noel Plum, but Noel Plum watched it, and even he said, it was a good discussion. That meant a lot to me. I drew trust of his opinion on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I like to have those discussions on this channel now, even though it was an SJW discussion in some ways. Because they've been so viscerally against us having those discussions, I will have those types of discussions on this channel. That's what you can look forward to. I'm not going to stop doing that. I don't shy away from that kind of controversy, and I never will. If people ever tell me who I can or cannot have on my channel, they can go somewhere else. I will never, ever capitulate to any of that.
That's weird, ... I thought you were supposed to get more subscribers after every video, but this channel does the opposite. Every video made is literally destroying the channel with a plummet in subscribers and thumbs down.
That's true, by the way. I think every video he's had, it's gone down afterwards.
Yeah.
I think so.
Why did they delete this one? This one's clearly shitting on Steve. Looks a lot more professional than some old dude holding a pity party because he has no one to leech off anymore.
I don't know. I don't know how this is construed. These things are construed as pity parties. I'm not moping or anything. I have all the cards. I have 100% on everything legally wise. I don't know what they mean by pity party. Pity party would be like, oh, woe is me. I'm just the opposite. I'm exuberant, and the fact that.
Can you believe what Kyle did to me? Oh.
I don't think these people understand how word usages are. I don't get it, but whatever.
What a disappointment to a once great channel. Kyra Curtis, you're a thief and a liar. Will Steve be paid, or have seen the papers, or have even been given Kyle's attorney details by the end of the decade? Who wants to make a bet with me?
I won't. I'll lose. Costa Recon, $2. New show, non-sec plus the plus adds 9. New show,
no.
non-sec plus. The plus adds minus 5%. So, yeah, non-sequitur plus, like atheism plus. It's just minus 5%.
Not much happening here. Why is that? Thinking emoji, dead face, silly face. Oh, look, 95%. That's where the budget goes. I just checked the do not recommend options for this channel. I never want to see this channel on my feed.
Wow, that kind of says it all, actually.
That's an extra step. Damn.
Yeah.
Now that Kyle's solicitor, assuming this is a real entity, has ignored Steve's solicitor's letter and full legal action now seems unavoidable, would it be reasonable to ask supporters of Kyle, the thief, Curtis, to let us know where, once Kyle gets shut down, we can contact them to say we told you so? Kyle has admitted he stole the channel. How can you people be so morally bankrupt as to continue to support him? How does supporting theft fit in with the rest of their lives? What would someone have to do to deserve the consequences in this world?
Yeah, and let me comment on this because Jimmy asked me. He's like, "Well, do you consider Kyle a thief?" And I had to go from a legal perspective, and I'm like, "Well, no, theft is not what we're suing him under. What we're suing him under is different terminology, legal terminology, and there's 6 counts, maybe 7. But theft is not one of them. It's not considered to be theft legally, per se. It's under more of a fraudulent statute. So I have to be very careful legally in what I say. So when somebody says, well, did Kyle steal? Well, legally, that's a loaded word, right? So I'm going to abstain from any of those types of comments. I can tell you what we're suing for eventually. But I'm not going to now. Once that's filed and once that's public domain, that's fine. But
yeah, well, I'm assuming so far, as much as Steve has been able to make everyone aware of, he has. So I would be remiss to think that he wouldn't in the future.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I keep people in the loop. So.
Wow, Kyle. You really need to steal some more money from someone. Bracket. I hear Godless is a broke joke now that his channel is crap like yours. So no picking his wallet. And bracket. Hire someone with some skill. This promo made my eyes and ears bleed. And again, just the repeating. You want fries with that? Because you will soon be wearing a paper hat and being told to clean out the deep fryer. You have a great weekend, sir.
Yeah, now remember, Kyle wasn't working. Kyle got laid off or lost his job. He spent the Patreon. So I don't. Obviously, what is he living on? My share, would seem, if there's anything left of that. But I think there's a distinct difference that I want to make here. G is never going to care one way or another about any of this. He's going to follow Kyle. It doesn't matter. Kyle, he's happy that Kyle took everything. G has no ethical, moral framework whatsoever. He is an unethical piece of shit. Straight up, G, you are a piece of shit. You are unethical. And how anybody could ever watch any of your stuff is beyond me. I'm not suing GE, so I can say what the hell I want about him. However, I don't think Jimmy's unethical, right? I think Jimmy is an ethical person. I don't agree with him on a lot of things. So I don't understand why Jimmy's not asking him these questions. G doesn't give a shit one way or another.
I think there's a reason why Jimmy hasn't been on NonSequitur and has only simul-streamed.
What's the difference? He's still associated with that name.
Yeah, but he is associating himself with the name, but there's a degree of separation there. Saying that he's doing a show with Kyle and, they're just both happen to be streaming on their own platform gives him a degree of separation from he's not just coming on the NonSequitur Show.
I see that, but I don't think I think it's a distinction without difference to probably a lot of the NonSequitur Show fans.
Oh, probably. I agree.
Real quick, Borzorn, 100 SEK, he said, I was fairly new to the NonSequitur Show when this happened. As someone trying to be always unbiased, I gave Kyle a chance. Here we are, 62 days, 15 hours, 43 minutes later. Yep, thank you. Carl, 666, Kyle kills whatever NonSequitur was. Everyone leaves. Kyle, surprised Pikachu face. Okay.
Surprised Pikachu face.
That's pretty funny.
In this video, Dr. Kent Hovind comments 7/31/19 around the mark 39:06. Hovind admits that his doctoral dissertation is only a transcript of one of his videos. This is the worse than we thought, smiley face.
Which one? Where are we at?
The video that didn't play. They're making a joke because this video that the reloading, the stream never happened.
Oh yeah, that's the one where they went to Discord that night.
Yeah.
And it was basically the who's who of intellectual idiocy.
Hey, I was in that Discord.
Well,
Yep.
like I said, everything I say is true. So.
How many new intros and theme music are you going to make until you have a riveting guest on again?
Oh, hey, by the way, we got to get Mellibird on one of these days.
Poof! Comments begun. Magic
do
is
you guys
real.
remember Mellibird? He's in the live chat. He used to make, I don't know if he still does, but I know who he is. He actually used to make these poltergeist videos. Now, I'm going to tell him I don't believe any of that crap. I really don't. But if you ever want to come on to talk about these poltergeist activities and the orbs and all that kind of stuff, Mellibird, you're more than welcome to come on this channel and we'll have a discussion. I would love that.
Poof! Comments begun. Magic is real. About the same amount of useful same amount of useful content as your usual streams. Can't wait for Steve to get this channel back. No amount of music and graphics will help you if your content sucks, which it does. Renaming, reloading, or whatever content has been crap still. Boring commentary, no substance. Smack my head. Not the Non-Sequitur Show I loved. Get it through your head. These graphics and music are horrible. Gives me a headache. Overdone. Paid Steve yet, Kyle? Great. A 39-second advert on Kyle's favorite subject. ... Kyle.
Yeah, I think we're probably might leave it there because well, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, we're kind of coming up to the 2-hour mark.
There's so many.
There's so many. We couldn't get them all, but I like that one because I can safely say that so much of this was due to ego. Even though they can deny it all they want, or he can deny it all he wants. I said a year ago.
Do
you want to do some of the more recent ones at least? Maybe before we bail, do 5 or 10
Yeah.
of
I'll
the
do
more-
a really quick.
Go to jump to present.
Yeah, 95% of this was poorly put together.
I
Jump to present.
All right, so we're gonna scroll up to the first one that's on that particular.
All right,
video.
cool. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Kyle, he made his. No, you read this one at the beginning.
Yeah.
Going next one. Fatal Gravity. Why do you hate me, Kyle? I thought we had something special. Hi, Chesh. Hello. Holy shit,
See, I love that. They knew that these comments were going to be deleted just so Chess could read it. And see, they love you, Chess. They're like, Chess, she talked about me. She loves me.
Holy shitballs, Kyle.
By
I
the
don't
way,
even mean enough to get deleted. Crying face. Hi, Reds.
Yeah,
Red
no,
says
you did
hi.
Fatal Gravity. You did.
Yep.
By the way, do you have any? Is anybody TCing you? Are you a Twitter crush for anybody on Twitter?
Me?
Yeah.
Chick.
I guess.
Are you?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I have a Twitter crush. Like, Ellie. She's Gaelic.
Aw.
She's married, and it was just play. It's just, but we basically just banter and bicker between of us for a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
They
call it a TC, a Twitter crush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Oh, you have to introduce her to her. She's awesome.
Do it.
Yes.
So now another show canceled. I swear the tactic being used here is just to piss people off for views. Hi, Reds. I gotta scroll up a bit. We're out of.
Flip flop.
Well, I'm going to the reloaded ones.
Oh, well, read that one too. Bland and uninformative. I hope this isn't the trend going forward. It is.
Yeah. Here we go. Kyle's continued denial of reality is much like Hitler in his bunker in 1945, moving his invisible armies around on the map while the Soviets are lobbing shells into his backyard. Oh, hi, Reds. Hi, Red. Red says hi.
Now, by the way, somebody had left me some comments, something along the lines that I was telling armies of people to go, harass. And first of all, that has never ever happened. Just because I'm on a stream with other people doing and they're saying things, that doesn't mean that it particularly reflects my opinion on everything. But I can tell you right now, not one person could show any evidence of any kind that I've ever told anybody to go harass anybody ever. Not even my closest confidants. I've never told them go harass somebody.
So this kind of goes to what we were saying the other day. So there's a really big difference between people going to nobody has told anybody to go shit on Kyle. Nobody has ever said go say horrible things.
Nope.
This is the difference between fun teasing and trolling and being a fucking troll. If anybody had said go shit on Kyle, that would be not okay. But Red saying Kyle is currently deleting comments.
Right.
Go there, leave a comment that says hi Reds, so I can read it as he deletes them.
Yeah, and by the way, I didn't say that. I mean, I'm not against it, but it wasn't me advocating for that. Why the hell are you holding me responsible for Red shit?
Well, and just because
I didn't say no to it.
Just to be logical about this for a second, the fact of the matter is people who like you and who are your friends are going to stick around and hang around you. Then when something happens that they disagree with, they're going to engage. It has nothing to do with you saying you don't have to, if people are your friends, unless you explicitly say don't do it. And even then, if you say don't do it, people have a hard time stopping because they're pissed.
Yeah.
So it just takes a little reasoning. The fact is, the reason that people who are hanging around you are engaging is because they like you and they don't like what they see and they feel compelled to do it. At least that's why I do it.
Yeah. But see, like Di says, that makes you an instigator. You're openly letting people use your medium platform to abuse Kyle. Fuck off. People are their own adults. I don't treat people like children. I'm not responsible for anybody but myself. I'm not responsible for anybody that's on my platform, what they say. I'm not responsible for my live chat. I have a certain amount of obligation to make sure that my live chat is, productive and I don't allow these trolls to come in. But I've never advocated for anybody to harass anybody. And I will tell people certain things. Don't ever harass. I've advocated positions. You got trolls that have actually called people's work, right, to get them fired on the other side. You've had people actually call people's work, telling them that, hey, this person's suicidal. You need to do something about it. Call people work telling them that people are that. You have people on this other side that have ruined relationships, that have doxed people, right? I don't advocate for any of that. And if any one of my friends did it, I would shit on them like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and like I said, there's a really big difference between going and saying, hey, go attack this, or hey, go bomb this with go destroy the channel, and saying, go say, hi Reds. That's not harmful. There's no harm there. There's not harassment there. That is a funny joke to call somebody out when they're pulling bullshit.
So, but you see the dichotomy that we have here. We have an understanding like.
Oh, these things aren't equatable. This is an apple and orange.
Yeah. So no offense, Di. You're just fundamentally wrong. I mean, I appreciate your comments. I really do. I think you're absolutely wrong. I am not responsible for other people's actions. If you think otherwise, well, tough shit. What are you going to do?
And it is what you said earlier about people of character that you spend time with. I mean, the people that you do associate with wouldn't do that. And if they would, you wouldn't associate. It's not just that you'd call them out. You wouldn't associate with them. You'd be done with them.
By the way, I left dozens of people years ago. Dozens of people, part of the schism of the whole Great Debate community. I left a bunch of people. They were not good people. I didn't like what they were doing. I thought they were dishonest. I thought they did some incredibly fucked up shit. I didn't have anything to do with them.
If you think Steve's
argument... And a lot of them were my friends at one time. So I'm very sincere about that. I don't want to have any contact with people that are not morally ethical people.
If you think Steve's argument is flawed, then demonstrate why you think it. You can't just say, no, it is. You need to demonstrate it. You need to give an example. Please explain in what way is it flawed, or get the fuck out.
Give him a chance. I would love this. We can end this.
Please.
Because you can't throw all the comics. Give me one example. And by the way, don't time him out. Give me one example of a fact of me ever telling somebody to go harass anybody or do anything detrimental to somebody's channel. Ever. I've never asked anybody to flag anything. I've never asked anybody to DCMA anything. Go ahead. Well, I flagged one channel for animal abuse. I did ask for that, but that was years ago. I had nothing to do with any of this. But okay, so go ahead. Tell me.
We are now waiting.
There is a lag, and I've been told to lower my mic, and I think I figured out how to do it, so I'll try lowering my mic while we wait.
That your opinion, I don't know them or anything about them. Then what the hell you give a shit?
What are you on about?
Yeah,
you're trying to make it. You're trying to make an argument saying that, well, Steve, by Steve existing, he's advocating for people trolling Kyle, but he hasn't told anybody to troll Kyle, and in fact, none of us have told anybody to troll.
Actually,
Steve said the opposite.
Yeah,
and none of us have said go troll Kyle. Nope. The only thing that happened was Reds calling out
the most I've
Kyle,
ever
while
said,
he was deleting comments saying, go say hi, Reds.
yeah, the most I've ever said is
Nothing
G
else.
and Katie are fair game. Do what you got to do. I don't give a shit one way or another.
The
I
most
never
you've
said go
said-
do anything, but I certainly don't give a fuck what people happens on to those people. I don't care. I just honestly don't care.
And the
And
most
that's
you've said
a
is
reasonably
that,
recent change.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I've said that all
the-
along. There's nothing new there.
And the other half of that is that you've said, if you have something to say, go say it if you're comfortable with it, because you're the audience. You're involved too.
Right.
Your voice should be heard.
And I'll continue to say that the Non-Sequitur Show fans, if they feel like they've been slighted, they feel like they've been thrown away and neglected, and their money didn't go where they're supposed to go.
Oh, apparently he ran away.
Oh, shocker!
Yeah, it looks like he's gone.
Surprise,
and he
surprise.
was not timed out. I would see a
Nope.
message.
Yeah, I didn't see
Well,
him get timed out.
Yeah, shocker.
Got called out. Bitch made.
By the way, like I said, he's been leaving comments on my videos. I didn't delete them. I addressed them
yeah,
because when a person that I don't know wants to call certain things out, I'll address it. I don't deal with certain trolls that people are aware of, but I didn't know who this person was. But clearly he had an agenda. Clearly he was misinformed, and I'm going to call those things out. So whatever. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and we can still also see the number that Steve's deleted on his.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like a little over 20. Like I said, and I didn't delete 90% of those. I don't know how they.
Yeah,
got
it looks
deleted.
like there's a handful of these ones that have been redacted, so they haven't been removed. So like the user removed them.
Yeah, that's what Astronomy Live said as well. Yeah. Oh, he's back now. Is he back?
Oh, is he back? Does he have an argument? Did he have to leave and go?
No, he's
Did you
talking to
have
someone else.
Did you have to go ask your mommy
Yeah. So
what your argument is?
So here's the last chance before we take this off here. I mean, we got 456 people watching. Love to continue on, but you know.
Maybe he missed that you specifically said, we're ready for an argument, and maybe he missed that part because he was. Unless he hasn't been banned. Oh my God.
Unless I've been banned. No, you're not banned. I told my mods don't really listen to me that often, but I hope when I say don't time somebody out and don't hide them, they listen to at least that.
If they hide him, I'll bring him back.
Yeah. So what is this
Yeah,
evidence?
no, you're safe. Go for
I don't
it.
do request. So we're requesting for facts and evidence.
Well, I don't think
you-
he's talking. I don't think he's talking to you, but.
Oh, okay. We were gonna say
So
you brought it up.
we want to know specifically what the argument is, not the not the gee, I disagree. Give a specific rational argument as to why Steve is wrong. Everybody's listening, and we're ready. This is you're on the air. You got the platform. You got the mic. What is it?
Yeah, I'm not going to bring
There
this
are-
thing up, but whatever.
There are nearly 400. There's 454 people watching. What you got, bruh?
All right, so let's see what he's got here. Here we go. 450 people watching this troll. Give evidence. Go ahead.
Well, it looks like what he's going to say is, "Oh, I've already given it," because he can't give it twice.
I got
especially
no.
not
You
when
have
he's-
not been timed out. You
Not been
again.
timed out.
You have not been timed out. Don't lie. Nobody's timed you out. I can see right here. It is being recorded. Nobody's timed you out, man. I could see. If you got timed out, then how the hell am I reading? I got timed out again. If you got timed out, you'd be timed out for 5 minutes. Are these trolls
yeah, I've
this
been watching.
stupid?
He hasn't been timed out.
No, I know, because if he was timed out, it'd be for 5 minutes. You get timed out for 5 minutes. Is
And
he
it
this
also
dumb?
says it comes up for anybody who's a mod can see when
Yes.
somebody gets timed out. It pops up, and
Yeah,
then
the mods
it's
would
not
see.
Popped up. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. These trolls are so fundamentally stupid that they don't even know how things work, and they think they can get away with this lying. I don't know what to do anymore with half these people. I think it's comical. This is why I don't bother with some of them. But
Oh,
occasionally I will.
apparently it's all been said in the
Yeah,
comments.
this is what I said he was going to say. This is what I
You
said he was
called
going
it.
to say.
Yeah.
He's already said
All
it.
right, thanks,
now that
guys.
he's
It's been fun, but I think you got called out on your bullshit. Surprise to literally the surprise of nobody.
Wow.
Not one troll has ever been able to provide any actual evidence to support any of their shit. Matter of fact, who was it the other day? Somebody on Twitter. I did the same thing. I'm like, oh, where's your evidence for this? Oh, it's already been done. Come to find out, it was a person who had made a fake account because they got I guess timed down the original. That was that William guy. Remember he made the cat one, Felix the cat or whatever the frickin' is, or Liberal the cat.
Oh,
Lip cat.
yeah.
And
Yep,
he was so bad at trolling that when people recognized that he had the same picture, they said,
it was a
"Oh,
picture
hey,
of the
by the
same
way,
cat."
hi, William." And then
Yeah.
he tried to talk about himself in the third person. It was funny.
Oh my god. Well, the best thing about this is, tell you what, if it's already been posted in the comments, half of the work's done for you. Go copy and paste it and throw it in here.
Di said, well, we'll see if you get your money. Oh, I have no great expectations that there's anything left. We're mostly doing this to just show that everything has been bullshit from that end. If there's money, then that's great. Whether I get it or not, that collecting is a little bit different. But I have 100% chance of, legally speaking, I think, of winning. I mean, okay,
somebody said
99.9,
die as Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't forget everybody in this chat. Hi, Kyle.
When somebody you got to remember, in civil court, it's only a preponderance of the evidence, right? It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. When somebody admits to the debt, it's really good game. I mean, but
that's you could even win on a by reasonable doubt. You don't even need preponderance by that point.
When somebody on their own stream says, yeah, you know what, we were 50-50, I do owe him the money, he'll get everything that's promised on their own stream. Let's think about that, people. And by the way, he actually offered me to come back. So if
Kyle did?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he offered me to come back 4 days a week plus 1 flat earth plus 50% plus perpetuity. He offered me all that if I would drop all this. Pretty amazing for somebody who thinks that I broke the law.
Well, and listen, if that wasn't the deal in the first place, there is nobody who would sit there and say, okay, that wasn't the deal in the first place, but my negotiation with you, whom I'm glad to be rid of and who didn't actually have an ownership share, my response to your request is to give you everything that you say you want if you'll come back.
Right. Exactly. So, but anyways,
holy smoke.
I mean, people, again, I want this community to be critical thinkers. I can tell you right now, those people that are modding on that other channel, those few that are left, they're not critical thinkers. As a matter of fact, a lot of people have been telling me how just absolutely idiotic some of their arguments are. So it's been proven here with this guy here. If you think that what he's been doing is good argumentation, then God bless you. But
I mean, there's something to be like. If you had a point, you would bring it.
Right. It's not like I haven't given an opportunity.
Yep.
So I want to thank Di very much for being that whiteboard of fuckery that I've been trying to tell people for ages, because now people can see it in real time. So all this does is solidify the NonSequitur Show fans. And all it does is just solidify the fact that they got screwed by all this. And I have felt responsible for that. That's why I keep them in the loop for all this stuff. And you can see how the other side they don't give a shit about the facts. They don't care. They just don't.
Di thinks I'm a Trump supporter.
Oh, well, where'd you get
Di
that?
is saying that your channel abused Kyle. Well, I do know Kyle well enough to know that he's not a special little snowflake when it comes to this stuff. We did this to other people. We talked about them in a very lighthearted kind of way. That's not abuse, and I don't think even
Hold
Kyle
on.
would
Are you saying we're abusing Kyle by reading the comments that he's deleting to the people that wrote the comments?
Right. It's funny is what he's basically saying is that he thinks Kyle's a special snowflake. I don't think Kyle's a special snowflake. So he's actually insulting Kyle more than we are that way. So, but anyways, you guys ready to wrap this up? This was fun.
Yeah, I think
thank you.
There's so many comments.
It's therapeutic, and it lets the fans know that we haven't forgot about them, and we're going to try to make light of it as much as we can. But there is a lot of seriousness underneath, and I hope that the fans do go voice their opinion wherever it is, in their own way, if that's what they want to do.
And even if your comments are getting deleted, we do see them. We know you're there.
Yeah, and for anybody who goes to that channel, anybody who's moderating that channel, I just would love to hear their ethical arguments. I really would.
Yeah, to be honest, that would be interesting.
It would be fascinating. I would love.
Come on and talk to us.
Because I'll leave you with this. I had one of the mods come over and leave some messages on my videos. Didn't delete them, and I happened to use reason with that person. They're not talking to me anymore.
That's obviously because you're an asshole, Steve.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like
you're just an old man throwing a pity party.
I was like, so wait, I don't think Kyle mentioned to you that he spent all the Patreon, did he? I don't think he mentioned this, did he? Oh, what about this and that? It's like, look, I know the facts, right? So if you're gonna come after me, and you don't know shit from Shinola, you're not gonna fare very well, to be honest with you. So, anyways, Anything else, Nick? Anything else to leave us with? By the way, Cheshire, thank you for joining us for Caffeine Corner, and Nick, special, I guess. Special
What do you
guest.
mean joining? I'm the other host on this.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you showed up, so.
Wait, you're the one who slept in yesterday.
Yeah, Steve, you're the one who she could have gone without you.
That's true. She can. If she wants it, look, if she wants to stream solo, she can. I don't mind.
Oh shit!
She's
Oh
the other,
shit!
she's the other half of Caffeine Corner. But if she wants to go solo on one episode, I'd be okay with that. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not doing this without Chesh. Trust me. I just no. But we'll bring in other people every so often. Like Nick was our special guest.
Special ed.
All right, guys. I expect everybody to be tweeting at me their ideas of how I should ruin Steve's channel.
Fair enough.
So you can have me on hosting with you.
Oh, there we go.
That'll be a good start.
All right, guys.
The non-hostile takeover.
Thanks very much, guys. I do appreciate it. By the way, I'm not going to say who it was. There was a channel out there that was uploading some of my stuff. 6 DCMAs against them. All those videos are gone. So.
Puck is saying goodbye.
That's cute. Good night, guys. Actually, it's still morning, but whatever. Bye.
Have a good day. Good zone,
Hello.
y'all.